My name is Chandrakant Joshi, and I'm 83. I lived in Uganda. I was born in Uganda, and in Uganda everything is nice and green. Even if it rains, within half an hour it dries out and looks like there'd never been rained. It was quite nice, warm country, and I was born there. My parents went to Uganda during the British Raj, and when they needed people to work on the railway lines and all that, building the railways, and when that was all done, British offered them a British citizenship, and that's how they stayed in Uganda. Some opened the shop, some worked for different companies, because many of the companies were owned by Indians, like sugar factories and soap factories and oil factories and all that. In Uganda, after finishing my study, I did an apprenticeship as an electrician, and I was working with the Ministry of Work, which originally was known as PWD. I did 3 years with them, and after that I got a job with the Uganda cement industry, and I worked with the cement industry till I came in this country. That was nearly 12 and a half years. But in between that, me and my 3 friends, we decided to buy a cinema, and we bought a cinema, and we were running the cinema. And all these things, we had to leave it behind. We only came here with £50. We had to leave Uganda because Idi Amin made an announcement that all the British citizens, all Asians and all that, got given 90 days to leave the country. And we were shocked and thinking that he might change his ideas for that. But it never happened. He stuck to his gun. And after that, British organized for us to come in this country, and we flew from Uganda to here in 1972, October. Well, we were upset because we settled down there, we had a good job, friends, circles, families, most of the families, they are all there. And this was separating friends and families and all that, going in a different direction, and that was upsetting. We had to leave everything behind, including I had a car, I had a property. It was all left behind. The only thing we are allowed to bring is £50. We are not allowed to take anything out. Even at the Entebbe airport, which was the main airport in Uganda, everything was checked, bodily and all the cases and everything, and we had to go for where I used to live, a place called Tororo. We went through 18 army checkpoints, and when they feel like anything, they take it away from you. Well, according to him, he was said that Asians were taking all the economy of Uganda, and none of their own people had any, like all the shops and all that on the main street, all Asians. And he said that he wanted all the blacks to be in those shops and not Asians. He wanted to get rid of them that way. When I first came to England, not knowing, the only snow we saw on a Christmas card. So when we came in England, we landed up in Stansted Airport, and it was October, and it was snow and sleet. So anyway, we were given some refreshment and all that. Then we got our stuff in the coaches, and we didn't know where we were going, but we just carried on, looking at people doing their gardens, people cleaning their windows and all that while we were traveling in a coach. And then we got a place called Yeovil, Somerset. and that's where the medical was done and everything was taken. It was an army barracks which was converted into dormitories. So everybody was given place according to the size of the family. And everything was strange, everything was looking different, people doing their own things. Like we in Uganda had people to do work for us, like cleaning a car, somebody will do it for us. Gardening and all that, we never did it ourselves. So that was the different thing we found when we got here. And I was in a camp for a month. Scotland offered 12 Ugandan families to, if they want to go to Scotland. And that's how I agreed to go, and I ended up in Scotland, outskirts of Glasgow, a place called Kahaani. And I stayed there for a year and instead of doing electrical job, I was doing a machine operator, which was better paid. And my brother-in-law, who followed me after a week, he was settled in Southampton because he was in a camp in Newbury. And from there, they found him a place in Southampton, so he stayed in Southampton. And I visited him to come and have because I felt a bit lonely being in Scotland. So I came to see him, and I liked the place. I went back, packed everything up, and I moved in Southampton. Looking for a job, I got a job with British bakeries, and I worked with them for 31 years, and then I retired. But still, when you retire, you think, oh, first fortnight it looks like you are on holiday, but after a fortnight you think, what am I going to do now? And there where I started doing volunteering work with one community, taking minibuses out and taking people to the day centers, shopping, surgeries, and take them back home. And I did that for 12 and a half years. And now I'm fully retired. The thing was, when I came here, there was, in Southampton, there were quite a few Asians came before all these things happened. So there were some Indian shops and all that. So we managed to get everything what we used to have in Uganda. Yeah, I did integrate with English people. And because we worked together, maybe our English was not good like spoken in this country. Especially when I was in Scotland, I couldn't understand them in the beginning. But then started, like being a Birmingham, that is another place you can find it be difficult to understand. But eventually we managed and we learned all these things and started talking to them, get friends as well, meeting in the pubs, going for wheat drum. I still got some friends still now. We all went out in in the evening or having parties together, or work parties, Christmas and all that. We celebrate together. Well, I was happy with what I was doing. I was in a bakery. You're supposed to be I was an electrician, or I'm an electrician, but you should normally you do both mechanical and electrical. So you two in one and that's why I enjoy my work. The working condition was good, and the people at work was good as well, and everything was just suitable for me, and that's why I stayed that long. In the beginning, when I got the job, I was doing 56 hours a week, and home take was £28. And still we used to save it from it, because a little bag of sugar used to be about 4 pence. And I used to smoke cigarette Benson and Hedges, which was 34 pence, which is now £15. That was the difference. Like a big bag of chapati atta, that was £2.50. Now I think must be about 18 quid. We still manage to have everything, even by earning £28 a week, because comparing this, like traveling in a bus you spend 10 pence or 20 pence, not more than that. So everything was cheaper, but according to when the the pay started rising up, and everything went with it. The price of the food and everything started going up. I really like British culture, and it's easy to mix with them as well. Like we share things, like we go to the pubs or buy things for each other. Doesn't matter. We sit along together. There's no like a different, oh, he's so and so, he's so and so, don't mix with him. It's a nice, they mix together. I still call myself a British Asian, and that's what I am. I got a British passport. I, I've been I done the naturalization as well, so I call myself British. We went through their culture as well. We learned quite a bit about their culture and compared the cultures between ours and British. And it can mix together. I think the life has changed. It's not much change for me. Like it changed in a sort of a weather-wise, maybe work-wise, pay gone different way as well. Quite higher paid now than what it used to be when I came, and some of the changes like that. It's pretty difficult in the way, like when I came in this country, we never used to have a mobile phones and all that, and these the youngsters even come out of the school, first thing they put their hand in their pocket and they got a mobile out. I use most of the mobiles all the time, and I think instead of studying, they are wasting time on a mobile. Every 5 minutes, they got mobile in their hand. And I thought, without mobile, we lived without mobile, and still we managed to contact people. And now, everything, have you got a mobile? Have you got a mobile? And without mobile, you can't do nothing. Like, everything stops. Younger generation, even there's, like we're sitting here now, if it was younger generation sitting here, they will be having the phone in their hands. Instead of talking to each other, they spend more time on looking in the phone, on the phone. Well, you can exchange the ideas by talking to each other, knowing something different, maybe suggestion from some person. When you talk to them, they might suggest something else, or you can, if you got any problem, by talking, you can sort it out with other people, tell you what to do or any ideas. When I came here, my son, he lives in Lakbara at the moment. He was 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old, and my daughter was 5 years old, which is just sitting behind you. And yeah, they found everything strange. And like first we were in Scotland, and they started getting used to the way Scottish speaks OI and all that. But I was finding it difficult because somebody asked me, how many viands you got? And I couldn't understand what it means by viands. But then I found out that means how many little ones you got, viands. Or sometimes they're talking about going for a drink. Let's go for a wheat drum. So I said, what's wheat drum? That was a bit difficult to understand when I was in Scotland. What do you mean by Cheerio?
Cheerio, yeah.
Because we never used that word in Uganda, that Cheerio and all that. Bye is the maximum. Bye, that's it. Also I speak Swahili, Jambo, Kabari Gani, Mzuri Sana, all that. They were all right. They were mixed well with Asians and Africans, but there are different tribes in different part of the country. So it's like Idi Amin. He was from West Nile side, and the one before him was Melton Obote, which he overthrew him while he was on a conference in Singapore. When he came back, he couldn't land in Uganda. And that's where Idi Amin took over. In the beginning, he was good, saying everywhere, we are the children, it doesn't matter what color, but we are the children of God and all that kind of a thing. But once he stepped in, he had a dream about getting rid of Asians or British passport holders out of the country. God came in his dream and told him. And he called himself Idi Amin Dada, the conqueror of British Empire. That was, and he had lots of badges on his jacket. The only thing I found a little bit, like when I was in Scotland, the Scottish little kiddies and all that, because Asians in Scotland, they were all known to Scottish as a Paki. And these kiddies used to say, Mom, Mom, look at the Paki. And that's what we found with strange that way. There will be, even at work, you will find some old people will say something, black so and all that kind of a thing. I'll have you and this. But it was sort of becoming like a part of life, and just ignore it. Take everything at it as it comes. Just enjoy yourself. Don't take any sort of thing in your mind, and stay happy. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen, so you can't change it. Some of the things you sharing with people, maybe they don't know about it, and you by sharing it, let other people know and what you think about it. Sharing your ideas or anything.